Hi guys, it's Kim here. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about women and gym and lifting weights. It's something that I hear a lot from women. Excuse me, I receive messages from women, so does my other half, quite a lot of the time. Frustrated women who are going to the gym, a few times a week and have been doing so for a while, and they don't feel like they're getting anywhere, eating what they assume to be healthy, and dieting and not really kind of making any changes or progressing any. And I feel like this is something that I can talk about from a personal experience, because a lot of the mistakes that I see people making, I was definitely guilty of a few years back. So I'm just going to talk about my experience first. Um, so I, in my younger years, was a dancer, and always active on the go. I wouldn't necessarily say a sports person, because I think dancing is more of an art form, but very active anyway. Once I stopped dancing, I wanted to continue to be active. I missed having activity in my life. I'm just naturally an active person. I always have been. So I decided to go to a gym, because that's what you do. And like most people, I walked into the gym. The first time I'd ever walked into a gym, I went to a commercial, quite large gym, and I walked in, and there's usually in a gym three different areas or two different areas, and there's one cardiovascular area usually where there's treadmills, stationary bikes, stepper machines, cross trainers, things like that. And then there's a weight machines area, which for me personally, when I first walked in a gym, I would look at these machines and it would be like sitting me in a spaceship. I would not have a clue what the first thing to do was. So they're a bit like scary, probably won't go near them. And then there's a free weights area, which is like dumbbells and barbells and things like that. And usually in those areas, most of the time they are dominated by men. Most of the time they are sometimes bigger guys, and they might be grunting away, lifting big things up and throwing them around, and you kind of think, Jesus, I'll stay away from there as well. I think I'll just go over here, because basically, even if you've never been on a treadmill before, how hard can it be to get on one and walk and then speed it up a bit and go a bit faster? So I did what most women will do when they walk into a gym for the first time, unsupervised, on my own. I'll stick to what I think is the safest thing to do. So I got to get on a treadmill. So I started going to the gym 3 times a week. I would go before work, first thing in the morning, and I would go on the stepper machine, the treadmill, and the cross trainer. I'd do like 15 minutes on each, and I could see I'm burning calories. So I'm doing, I'd feel like I'm working out hard. I was sort of upping my distance I was going on the treadmill and things, and I felt like I was getting a good workout. After my workout was finished, I would go and eat, a yogurt or something for my breakfast, and then toddle off to work. And I did this for, I'd say, a few months. And I did get to the point where I was a bit like, I don't see why people go to the gym and work out, really. Like, nothing happens, nothing changes. For me personally, I wasn't going from a weight loss point of view. It was just more to stay healthy and active. But I did have an idea in my head of changes I wanted to make to my body. Not necessarily weight loss, but my body to change shape. I've always been sort of quite naturally slim. I don't have a bum at all. My arms have always been quite sort of dangly and skinny, and after recovering from an eating disorder, I had a different kind of body image in mind that I wanted. I wanted to be more shapely and, build some muscle. Not a great deal. I've never wanted to be, very muscular, just some muscle and shape. So I was doing this working out. I was eating healthily, so I thought, and I wasn't I wasn't changing. I wasn't getting anywhere. If anything, I probably looked worse than when I started because I'd the skinny look and the kind of dangly arm look, if you like, was heightened. It had gotten worse. I was making the mistake that I think a lot of people make. I was thinking I was doing the right thing. I was thinking I was, going to the gym to change my body shape and getting frustrated like a lot of people do. And then I met my other half, who is a bodybuilder. And, he's very big, he's very stereotypical of a bodybuilder. He doesn't walk around in a vest, but apart from that, he's a big guy. And yeah, he's mentioned a few times, women should lift weights too, and blah, blah, and I kind of thought, okay, mate, if you want to, sleep next to someone the same size as you, that's a bit weird. So I was very ignorant, yes, and I was also sceptical of lifting weights, intimidated in that gym area, and scared, I think, of what would happen to my body if I did, because through ignorance, through lack of knowledge. Anyway, we went to a couple of bodybuilding shows because he competed and I'd gone to a few with him. And then we went to one which was a massive eye-opener to me. We went to a bodybuilding show in London. I don't remember what year now. Quite a few years ago, probably 7-8 years ago. And there was a class on there called bikini class. And these women, at the time, bikini was a very new thing in the UK. It wasn't something, it's very well known now, but at the time it really wasn't. So I'd never seen anything like it. But these women on the stage looked amazing. And I mean, they had muscle and tone, and their bodies were just phenomenal. But they weren't what I would call a female bodybuilder. They were just really sexy, fit women. And I was like, yes, that's what I want to look like. That's this idea that I've had in my head. That's why I've been going to the gym all this time and doing all these exercises and whatever. And so I started to look into this. Like, what do these girls do? What do they eat? What do they do? What do they do at the gym to make them look like this? Blah, blah, blah. And it turns out, lo and behold, they are bodybuilders in a form. So they lift weights, they eat, they eat lots of protein, they eat like a bodybuilder, they eat 6 meals a day, they eat lots of food, they don't eat yogurt for breakfast, and that's all till 12 o'clock. And I was a bit like flabbergasted, to be honest, that one, my other half had been right, because that's a rare occurrence. And two, I couldn't believe that this was the result of a woman lifting weights. I genuinely had this idea in my head that a woman who picked up weights would end up looking like, a man with long hair. And I know that's very ignorant and awful to say, and actually now I look at even the physique of, the real female bodybuilders, and I have massive admiration for them because there's so much hard work that goes into building that physique. But it isn't as simple as going in the gym and picking up a weight and, I'm going to become, massively muscular and masculine overnight. It's really not the case. So I decided that was the way forward. I need to start lifting up weights. I need to eat more. I need to fuel my body enough to try and build some muscle. So I spoke to my other half, who, knows his thing, and that was the start of me actually beginning to understand, one, the nutrition that we so massively neglect as women. I had no idea the amount of nutrients our body needs and requires just to maintain, our muscle and our health, really. I had no idea how hard a female would have to train to lifting weights just to build the tiniest bit of muscle. It's not as simple as picking up a weight and having massive biceps the week after. It's really, really not. We're not genetically also made the same as men, so we won't build muscle in the same way that a man who would go to the gym and lift weights would anyway. We just don't have the same hormones. So that was the real start for me of learning that actually the science behind changing your body shape and building a body that you aspire to doesn't come from doing cardio. It doesn't come from standing on a treadmill, a stepper, doing circuits over and over, doing the same thing every time you go in a gym. It doesn't come from any of those things. It comes actually from picking up weights, heavy weights, eating the right foods, and being consistent with both of those things. And you know, however many years ago that was, however many years on we are now, I'm still not at the place where I kind of aspire to be, but I'm definitely a lot further on than I was when I was hammering a treadmill 3 times a week. And I just think it's something that normal, everyday women like me are ignorant to, because we look at the weights area, it is scary, it is intimidating, it is, you know, the unknown. It's like anything, you kind of stick to your comfort zone. But one thing I will say is the amount of women that come in our gym and are, sometimes you can see, visibly petrified, but they are giving it a go, and they're coming to that weights area and they don't have a clue what they're doing. And you know what? In a proper gym, like the gym I train in, people will help you. Nobody's there to judge you. Nobody's there to watch you struggle or look at you thinking, oh, she's not got a clue what she's doing. Everybody will help you. I think in our heads we build up this idea that people are going to kind of laugh at us, but no, it's not the case. Honestly, 9 times out of 10, people will come to you and say, do you need help with this? Do you want me to show you this? And actually, everybody that comes to our gym comes afterwards and says, I can't believe how, after a few days or weeks of training, will say, I can't believe how friendly this place is. You know, we had this idea of it being full of kind of people with perfect physiques or big massive guys walking around grunting at you and stuff, and it's not the case. It's really not the case. I've met some of the nicest people in the most unusual circumstances, if you like, you know, on the next to the dumbbell rack. So it's really, really important that I think women understand the difference between cardio and weight training, and the difference between getting on a treadmill and just wasting what muscle you start with, particularly if you're not fueling it properly with the right diet, and the difference between that and going to a gym, being shown and helped and guided through a process that's going to help you build the body you aspire to build, train correctly and properly in order to do that, and also guide you through the nutrition side of things in a healthy way. So yeah, that's what I wanted to speak about today. I can't go into too much detail without rambling for hours, but basically that's the long and short of it. If you want to change your body shape, if you want to be more shapely and have a healthy look rather than a muscle-wasted kind of dangly look, I don't really know what else to call it, you need to lift up weights. People who want to lose weight also, another thing that I hear quite a lot is they're scared of lifting weights while they're trying to lose weight, because they think that's going to bulk them up on top of the fat they want to lose, so they're kind of fighting a losing battle. Trust me, it's not the case. If you do just constant cardio when you're trying to lose weight, you will lose weight on the scales, but you'll probably lose muscle, and you'll look at yourself in the mirror a month down the line and you'll look the same, but probably a smaller version. But your body shape will not change. You'll look the same shape, just a smaller version of that shape. Lifting weights, the more muscle you carry also, the faster your metabolism will work. So you'll be burning more calories just at rest. So there's so many benefits to lifting weights over just doing cardio alone. I'm not ruling out cardio altogether. Obviously, there is time and a place for cardio, 100%. But in terms of women lifting weights, in my opinion, it is the way forward, and you should all give it a go. And if you need any help or have any questions, or just want to try it out, then get in touch and I am happy to help.